All of your arch enemies just have like a fucking indoor garden. It's like in a single pot.
And we are live!
Oh shit, we're live?
Yeah,
oh fuck.
I was just halfway into a fucking sentence.
Halfway.
Well, we were just
I could have
about,
said something really offensive right there.
You did not.
Well, we were just talking about John's superhero ability.
John's diabetes is a superpower. No, you're like Scott Malkinson.
Yeah, but I don't have a lisp.
I know.
See, I didn't know who that was before I played Stick of Truth. That's how little I've watched that.
Hi, I'm Scott Malkinson. I had diabetes. I love that that's his superpower in that game is that like his ult is just going diabetes rage, and that's how you beat people. We were live from Brojo for another episode of the Robro News.
On the real though, that diabetic rage stuff is pretty legit.
Is it really?
Yeah, like I can get pretty angry sometimes.
Like,
It'll be at, like
diabetes.
really uncalled for things. Yeah, sometimes. Like if my blood sugar gets high, I get fucking heated.
Really? Like
Yeah, like
your dog barks like shut the fuck up.
no, I usually don't get mad at him. I usually get like really mad at the neighbor.
Your dog, huh?
It's usually like he'll bark, and then I'll get furiously outraged at the neighbors for making some sort of noise that made him bark.
How are your neighbors anyways now? Are they
They're
still like
fucking the same. They're
loud?
stupid.
Loud and
They
dumb?
play shitty like dubstep country music.
What?
Like
It's all country music now.
yeah, pretty much.
Like, I'm just
Like with their vehicle, with their big ass fucking subs. Which if you have big ass subs in your vehicle, that's fine. I think that stuff's cool too. But
it's retarded.
Eli does not share that
But
opinion.
when it's
No,
really
I do
shitty
not
quality
approve.
speakers, and then you're like in your house and haven't been out to your car for like an hour, and your music is still just fucking playing loud as shit, that like the people fucking like 6 houses down can hear it while sitting in their living room with their TV fucking blaring, and I'm sitting in my room with my headphones in and can still hear your fucking shit outside, and you're not even out there with it, that pisses me off. I'm gonna fucking pipe bomb your fucking car. Probably shouldn't say that.
Maybe we should
IRA
delete.
on their ass.
Maybe we should delete
Sudden-
this file.
Suddenly on an FBI watch list.
They don't know
The
where
Sheldon
he
Police
That's
Department.
Don't say the fucking place he lives. I was like, they don't know where he lives.
All right, time to delete this file.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I'll
No, it's cool. It
I mean, it wouldn't
confused me
matter.
for any other trailer park.
Yeah, I was gonna be like that.
yeah. So what have you guys been up to? Like, oh wait, I'm Kien.
I'm Eli.
Zach.
John Dean. Shouldn't throw my last name in there. Now they can find me easier.
I mean, to be fair, how many John Deans are there in this world?
To be fair, do we
Apparently
really
not
think they
that
listen
many.
to this podcast?
Really? I'd expect a few more John Deans.
Every
running
single
around.
time I try the username of I am John Dean, I immediately get it and never have to worry about putting numbers at the end of it.
Yeah,
Maybe
but that's
I think that's because some people are too
Yeah, but
busy.
it's literally just me saying that I am John Dean.
I bet I could be like, I am Eli Brown. It wouldn't be fucking taken. You type Eli Brown into Google, you come up with a basketball player.
I'm pretty sure most of them on your
I'm not
gamer
even
tags
joking.
are too busy putting "fuck your mother" or some shit as their gamer tag.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, you're not
They're
OG
trying to-
Cakester 22.
Yeah. Or the. Never mind, I won't say that.
The bad bitch 420.
I was gonna say
Dick
the.
Long
I was gonna
Johnson.
say the dope.
69.
but- The dope. but-
Nathan the Dope. Like sounds like a SoundCloud rapper. Looks like a SoundCloud rapper. Possibly is a SoundCloud rapper.
Dropped his new hottest mixtape.
There's nothing wrong with being a SoundCloud rapper.
Did you try?
No, I'm just saying that there's nothing wrong with being a SoundCloud rapper.
Not even the
Just
dope is
don't-
like little
Just
trash.
don't try and take yourself too seriously.
By calling yourself the dope?
I was just about to say, other than the lack of humility when you really need it the most.
SoundCloud rappers do look like final bosses in video games for some weird reason.
At least he didn't call himself the rap god or some shit.
I don't think he actually raps though.
No.
I don't think we should talk about specific people on the podcast.
Yeah, this is a news podcast.
So, right, that's right. What have you guys been up to?
Right.
Nobody
Part
cares
out.
about.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, what have you been up to? Like, I don't care about him, but what
We've
have you
just
been up to?
working.
I watched the Assassin's Creed movie.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, but
That's-
we didn't really. Did
Yeah.
we?
Played the Stick of Truth.
Oh, okay. What did you think about the Assassin's Creed movie overall?
I watched another movie, but I can't remember. It was the fucking King Arthur movie. That's what it was. I couldn't remember what it was.
The Charlie Hunnam one?
Is
The
it-
newest one?
Yeah.
Did you like that one?
It's okay.
It was
I'll
boring.
give it like a 4 out of 10.
King Arthur or Assassin's Creed?
Give it like a
Both, technically.
4.5. I didn't mind Assassin's Creed. I'll give that one like a 5. But that was the thing, is that it had like like Assassin's Creed I watched first, then I went directly into King Arthur.
And the lack of real lore King Arthur
Yeah,
carried.
that was
That's what
like
really got me about that movie.
Yeah, it was really bad with that.
Like, Arthur was raised by prostitutes. What?
But it kind of jumped all over the place. It reminded me of the fucking Warcraft movie because of that.
There was no Merlin.
Yeah, they only mention him.
I think the problem with the King Arthur movie was that like none of the characters mattered at all.
Yeah, there was that too. Like the one guy dies or whatever.
And it's just kind of,
like,
they make a big deal out of it, but like you can't even remember what his name is at the point that he dies.
But no, I like the Assassin's Creed movie better.
What about you, John?
I'd probably say that I liked the Assassin's Creed movie better than King Arthur also, but I don't really like the Assassin's Creed movie that much. I thought it was okay. It was just really boring.
5 out of 10.
I could probably give it like a 5.
It's an average.
5 is like a painfully average score.
Yeah.
So, like, a meh.
Yeah.
I might even go 5.5. Some of the action scenes were pretty cool, but the movie was boring.
You've just been working, I'm assuming.
Playing some games here and there. I
Right
haven't
on.
like seen or done anything especially cool that I can really think of.
How was your guys' Thanksgiving?
Pretty good.
How many did you guys go to?
Just 2.
Ours and your families.
Yeah.
How about you, Eli?
I went to 4. Over like the week, that's how.
Okay, like your grandparents, your...
No.
Okay.
No, that was all in one. That was my family's was like 1.
Okay. Who are the, like, besides
Kind
us, who were the other
I
2?
don't- It was kind of 2.
So it was like a 2-parter?
Part 1 was the main course. Part 2
It
is
was the
dessert.
desserts. How does that work?
Kind of. I mean, it took all fucking day.
Yeah. Yeah. And you only went to 1?
Yeah, I went to 1.
How was yours?
It was fine.
You were invited to 2.
Yeah, but the one
Piece
was
of
I had to work Saturday, Kien.
I wasn't talking about that one, but yeah.
I was.
Oh yeah, no, I was sleeping for the other one.
I think that's even worse.
I had to catch up on sleep. Okay, I had to work on Thanksgiving.
Sleep and eat at the same time. Turkey
Like-
puts you to sleep.
I went to work at noon Thursday on Thanksgiving. Got off at 7 o'clock the next morning.
Okay, too
I
short.
don't know
needed
how
to
you
catch up
fucking-
on sleep.
Still don't know how you fucking do
Sounds
that
like an
all the
excuse to
time.
me.
Oh yeah, it kinda is an excuse, Eli.
I'm just
It's
saying.
just a pretty solid
Yeah.
excuse.
I'm just
Pretty
saying.
rock solid.
I would have had another person to talk to at that Thanksgiving.
Is that
Instead
all?
of a
Oh.
giant redhead, your roommate, and his son.
I mean, they're all technically my roommates.
Yeah. And I mean, I talked to
the three of them
Sam.
that you named.
I mean, I talked to Sam, but like, actually, I got to play the Switch. Sam, like, for like the first 30 minutes, I was playing the Switch because I really didn't know what to fucking do.
What'd you play?
Odyssey.
What'd you think?
I like it. It's interesting.
I beat it really fast.
How fast did you beat it?
Like 5 hours.
Ha!
Like the whole main story.
Really?
And I
And
believe it's
Because
not a
John's
game for
too
the
good
story.
at video
You
games.
didn't collect the moons?
I'm not much of like into collection things.
Okay, so
I
it's-
just
You don't like
collected enough.
collectathons?
Yeah, I literally just like collected enough to get through the main story.
I mean, I thought it was visually pretty.
and
like,
then was like, oh, that's it. I mean, it's a great
Did you
game.
make a mustache Gila monster?
Like, I did enjoy taking over T-Rexes and being T-Rex
Gila
Mario.
monster. Did you make a mustache Gila monster? Come on now.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Why'd you even play the game?
I like how we brought this. I forgot to bring up I played the Switch on the video game podcast, so we're doing it on the news.
Well, I
We
mean,
can
like,
combine the two.
No,
I
you're fine.
played Odyssey like immediately after it came out.
Just like splice the audio in the middle.
Right, but like but did
So-
you played it on Sam's or did you not?
No.
Okay.
Played it on other
It's
friends.
wizardry.
That would be
Like-
hard.
Literally, I beat it so fast that by the time I beat it, like most of the like big gaming websites still didn't have walkthroughs for it.
Wow, you should have totally just like
Yeah,
you
you
should
should've
have
walked
You
through
should
Yeah.
just live
I
stream
only
that
like
shit.
I literally only went like far enough into it to collect enough moons to beat the game. So like I can't make a walkthrough of it because there's like fucking 1,000 fucking moons in the whole game, and you only need like half
Yeah,
of
so
them
you
to
don't
beat
need to
it.
beat them all.
So
It's
like
just
the
for people who just want to beat the game like 100% it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
Fuck
it's
like
literally
weirdos.
like a collectathon kind of thing.
It's
It's
like-
just like Breath of the Wild. Like you
Mhm.
don't need everything in the game to beat it. You just Breath of the Wild's a little different because like you don't really need anything in Breath of the Wild to beat the game, except for like a weapon, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it's like you only need like half the moons to beat it, and then at like 3/4 there's something else. I don't
Mhm.
remember if it's like a different ending or what. And then there is like so many in it that you could get if you want 100% that bitch.
Yeah.
Ah. I see. Yeah, no, I like from what I played, I didn't mind it. I didn't get a lot of time to play it because like I got yelled at for not being sociable.
That's a first.
Well, I didn't know like
Boy, were you social at our Thanksgiving, like the Friendsgiving.
I was super drunk.
I know
Or,
'cause
like,
you gave me
every-
you tried to give me a hug when we came in.
And
Or
you
like
kissed
every
me
time
on the
we
cheek.
go to Walmart.
Okay,
Yeah.
like again, that's not my fault. They're just like I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, I've never seen you not be social.
We've
actually.
never
It's
gone to a Walmart where we haven't run into a
weird. I've never
group
gone
of people.
anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
I ran.
I mean, I guess every once in a while I'll go to Burger King or whatever.
No, because he knows the lady with the white hair.
Yeah,
He's talked
that's
to her
true.
Us three went to Walmart at like midnight, and you still ran into someone
Yeah.
and had a 5-minute
Bullshit.
conversation with them.
When was this?
That was
It
when
was
I was
after one
going.
of the movies.
Yeah, after the movie, I went to go show you there was poor people soda and there wasn't.
And
Yeah.
I wanted
I was
Fruit Loops.
disappointed. Yeah, and he was there for something else because he drove himself.
Fruit Loops.
Oh, and we
And
saw
then-
Zach, right? That
Yeah,
was-
and I walked in immediately after you guys.
But like no, like I had I had three. I had two traditional Thanksgivings that weren't even from my fucking parents. My family had a soup fucking Thanksgiving, and I didn't.
Damn, I was just about to be like, do your parents do something weird because they're Filipino?
No, my parents.
Dude, I would be so down for soup Thanksgiving.
My parents, my dad's side is super white, but they
Like, just put a pumpkin pie in a blender and
no,
fucking
not like
mix it up
that
into
shit. Like we
soup.
had like actual
That'd be
pumpkin
great.
pie. We actually had pumpkin. You fucking weirdo.
So
We
it's
actually
like
had-
what they
pumpkin
do
pie stew?
at the hospital for like
Like-
fucking.
we had pumpkin pie, but then
That's
like
because they can't chew.
yeah, everyone had fucking soup. Like everyone brought a soup, and I didn't know this because I thought we were actually gonna have like fucking turkeys and shit. So I didn't eat. I was like, yeah. And then we have this like sauerkraut soup and shit like that. I'm like, disgusting. Ew.
I like sauerkraut.
I don't
too.
like sauerkraut. My family is super
Never.
German, and so like my dad's side is super German, so it's weird to like. Yeah, sorry. Let me explain. I'm half white.
What was this say? What?
My dad's side is super German, so they had like sauerkraut soup, but like my cousin's like, we made our famous cinnamon rolls. I'm like, it's just Pillsbury in a fucking can. Don't call them famous, you goddamn liars.
I mean, they're kind of famous.
Yeah,
Pillsbury's
Pillsbury's
famous.
Okay. And then we had our Friendsgiving here, which I thought was fun for the most part. Like people came that I didn't think were gonna
How
come.
did you know? You didn't even remember it.
Yeah, I didn't even remember being invited. See, that's the
We have to
thing.
fill you in.
That's the thing. I got invited to another Thanksgiving during this whole fiasco that I didn't know about till I sobered up that next morning and got, hey, are you ready to go? And I'm like, no. She's like, well, you got 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, god damn it. And that's when I played the Switch. But most of the other thing, I've been watching all the new fall animes that came out on Crunchyroll, and I like Recovery of an MMORPG Addict. I think that's like one of my new favorite animes. And it's weird because I think everyone knows that I love shonen battle manga, and I thought the Zodiac Wars was going to be my favorite one of this season, but it has been Recovery of an MMORPG, which is a slice of life and a romantic comedy. So,
I guess I forgot. I watched Assassination Classroom.
you finally just watched it, or
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Usually, if I read that an anime is like I'll read the synopsis of what it's about, and I'll decide whether that sounds interesting to me. And if it sounds like something I'm interested in, I'll usually watch it right away. But if it doesn't, I'll be like, "Nyeh, next." And then, like, later on, I'll read, "Oh, wow, people really like this. This is really good." And then I'll be like, "Alright, I'll give it a shot, watch a couple episodes. If I don't like it then, I'll kick it off to the side." But I liked a couple episodes in it, so I kept watching the whole thing. Mainly because I wanted to see what was going to happen, but I was kind of disappointed.
With the ending?
Yeah, it's not really like the ending, it's just kind of like the end of that season.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, I was expecting this to be like a one-shot kind of show.
And it was not.
It was definitely not, because they're like, "You have to kill me by March." And then I'm pretty sure that, like, when I was watching it, they kept talking about, like, the end of their semester, and I was thinking, March doesn't sound like the end of the semester, but then I was thinking about, like, American school, so I was expecting it to end at the end of the season, at the end of their semester or whatever, but I guess there's one more season or something like that.
There is, yep.
And I'm not sure if or when it comes out, if I'll watch it or not, but we'll see.
That's very understandable. The thing about, like, a lot of the 2017 fall animes are very slice of life-ish, like Ancient Magus Bride. And they got Black Clover, which is...
Shit.
It's okay.
There's too much screaming in that show for me to fucking... Yeah, like, every fucking, like, 40 to 50 fucking seconds, the main fucking character is supposed to be the most likable person in a fucking show, or whatever. Maybe not the most likable, but, like, at least the most, like, watchable person in the show is literally the most annoying fucking shit in the goddamn show.
I don't even like his rival. I think his rival's a douche, too.
Yeah, there's, like... Well, that's the problem with him, is, like, there's no character to that character. He's literally just, like...
Awesome.
I'm just really cool and brooding and...
Good at everything.
Good at everything and fucking... Look at my fucking wiener.
I don't think he was ever like that.
Might as well have said
Just
it.
a
Then.
really
Right.
dumb character.
Right. So now we're gonna just run into the trailers because we got two trailers that like are interesting to talk about, and the rest are just kind of weird. But the first trailer we're gonna talk about is the Infinite Amount of Wars, the Avengers Infinity Wars trailer. And this is all I've got to say is like, Marvel gave DC 2 weeks to like you know be like, yeah, we were on top, guys. Go Justice League. Then they got beat out by Coco, and Disney's like, all right.
Time to bring out the
How
big
can I
guns.
just
Pour
stick
salt in these wounds.
pour salt in this wound? He's like, the Infinity Wars trailer, and I'm just like, all right. Let's
I
see.
think even with waiting for the Infinity Wars trailer, like, DC was never on
Yeah,
top.
that's
Yeah.
what I
I
was
haven't-
thinking too. I was like, they
I
were
haven't
Thor was
seen-
still on top.
I really haven't seen anybody talk about Justice League other than to shit on it. Like, from what I haven't seen Justice League yet. I also haven't seen Thor. But, like, the worst kind of argument that I've heard about Thor is that it's just kind of like a pretty average superhero movie. The best thing that I've heard about Justice League is that The Flash is okay.
I didn't like the Flash.
And that Jason Momoa is super fucking attractive.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah,
I can't.
guess.
I can't argue with that
Fucking
statement.
got me there.
But
I was like,
It's a trump card.
I thought Aquaman was way better than the Flash though in that movie.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like,
I haven't
I
seen
think
it
I
yet,
rated.
so-
I think I rated the Justice League higher though. Than
you
Thor.
rated Thor higher just a little bit.
I think you're like
Sure, sure. That's not like
I think it was
backwards where I rated.
Maybe you did.
Justice League a little higher.
No, you said you liked Thor just a little bit more. I totally remember this because we got onto this conversation.
You sure?
I can't remember. I'll look up at the files.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But like personally, like this movie, straight like I'm not gonna be like, Because everyone, whenever I talk about Marvel, they're like, well, you never give DC a chance. You hated all these movies. I'm like, I thought Suicide Squad was okay.
I mean, I'm starting to hate all of the movies.
All of them? Just every last one?
Yeah, every movie that comes out ever.
Infinity War sucks. Jumanji 2, get that shit out of here.
No,
That
I'm
one
just,
definitely is kind of like, get that shit out of here. to
I'm
me,
really
though.
just
I
like,
wanna
I
see
kind
it,
of want
though.
to see it.
Yeah.
I'm really just like getting over the superhero movie thing. It's like DC just makes shitty movies, and then Marvel just kind of makes the same movie over and over again with different superheroes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But they've got a good formula going. Like they know.
Well,
what-
yeah, they got
Yeah.
a fucking least common denominator formula figured out. They're
Yeah.
gonna milk it until everybody
Yeah.
dies.
I'm hoping that Black Panther will be a little different, though, because he's not as funny of a character.
Yeah.
I
See,
don't
that's
think
a
so,
little more
though. I
serious.
feel like, but Iron Man wasn't as funny as a character in the first one.
Didn't start out that way, but then
They kind of,
he-
yeah, but that was
The
like
Incredible
they were.
Hulk
That was their
wasn't that way
first.
either.
Okay, get that out of here.
Isn't that technically part of the MCU?
Which one are we talking about? Are we talking
The
about
one with
Aaron-
Ed Norton.
Okay, see that one.
Is
That one
part
was a
of the
cookie
MCU?
cutter. Yeah, but that was a cookie cutter.
I was
one,
gonna
too.
say, but didn't Fox have Hulk before?
No.
I only have
I
vivid
thought they had it for a
Universal.
little while.
No, Universal has the rights to Hulk.
I only have vivid
That's
memories.
that's
of
why
that
you'll
one.
never get. That's why you'll never get a
Like a standalone Hulk movie.
Yep.
I
After that
only-
first one.
Remember bits and pieces of it. I've only seen it once, and that was when I was.
Well, that's just
10.
the thing. Like, all of these superheroes kind of started out as being kind of serious,
Mm-hmm.
and like now we just have.
I mean, the Guardians didn't start out serious. They were already a comedy to begin with.
See, that's where I want the comedy to be.
I
Is
mean-
in the Guardians where it kind of belongs.
And the standalone.
But that's the thing about like. So go on.
And the standalone Captain America movies, he's still pretty serious.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are comedies to me. But like, what to point out my thing with Thor and why.
Literally, like the first line in Avengers 2 from Captain America is a joke.
No, I mean the standalone Captain America
Like
movies.
Winter
like,
Soldier,
and the first Avenger.
First Avenger, and Civil War. They
Even
were
in
comedies.
Winter Soldier, there's
Civil
a lot
War,
of-
I know.
And Civil War 2.
Well, yeah,
Not
so-
about Winter Soldier. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
Winter
got-
Soldier
it's
didn't have
got-
a lot of comedy at all.
Yeah,
Wow,
'cause, like,
I need to
Hydra's-
rewatch it then.
No, there was no like.
I feel like I remember there being a lot of those kind of like
I don't,
There was no quips.
punchy one-liner kind of jokes.
I
No.
don't really remember
Yeah, I was gonna
those.
say I don't
I don't remember
it being-
any. Even
very
in Civil War,
funny.
there wasn't because like it was more of a serious tone movie.
The only comedy I can remember from Winter Soldier
Civil
was when
War.
Black Widow
No,
just walks
Civil
up-
War was like full of shit like that.
Civil
Yeah,
War.
okay.
Like-
especially with Bucky and.
So I think Civil War became it after it became a superhero team up instead of an espionage.
Yeah, like
Done
No,
it.
it was that way even still at the same point. Like literally the entire fight between like Spider-Man and Captain America is
That's what I
nothing
mean.
but-
I said
Spider-Man. Though.
Yeah.
Don't
But
forget.
yeah,
that's-
but Spider-Man was never super jokey before either.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
he was.
In the comic books he was.
Yeah, in some of them.
No, in a lot of
Not
them.
in
That's
all
the
of
reason
them.
why. The reason why.
What I'm saying is that every single Marvel movie is full of these fucking quips and shit.
Right.
We
I can
don't
get
have
you
a
on that.
single one that isn't now.
I can get
That's
you.
what
on
I,
that.
that's the
Okay.
point that I'm getting at.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
From
want one fucking superhero that we could just take fucking seriously for a little while.
from what I've heard from you guys, Thor was pretty serious, and then in
Don't
Ragnarok
point
it
to
turned
me. I
into-
never said that.
But that's the thing. But
It
that's
went
the
to
thing.
comedy.
Thor didn't work out. Thor didn't work being a super serious movie though. No one took Thor that seriously. So the only way you could make Thor change Thor up is to make it the comedy that it was. That's the reason why I like Thor 3 over all the other Thors, because they tried to make Thor this serious, stoic Shakespearean character, and they're like, you know what? Everyone makes fun of him already. Fuck it. And that's why I thought Thor was fun. Thor 3 was the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 I wanted because I didn't want that drama in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
See, this is why I think Logan was such a hugely fucking successful movie.
Right.
Is because it does the superhero thing, but it takes it fucking seriously.
Right, and I understand that.
It gives you a mature themed movie that still kind of has some stuff you can laugh at in the
Right.
movie, but at the end of the day, you leave the theater taking that movie fucking seriously.
Right.
I'm
I
kind of hoping
think...
that's how the Venom movie will be.
Yeah, and I'm
If it ever comes
same
out.
way.
Yeah, they say it's kind of going to be like a comedy.
Oh yeah, definitely. It more than likely will be that way.
Venom doesn't really strike me as a comedic character, though.
What's the
because
guy
he's
who
not.
wrote Zombieland and
He's comedic in a fucked up sort of way.
right? But like
Okay, so
my
I
thing,
mean, I could get down with laughing at that.
yeah, my thing about this
He
trailer
fucking
is
eats people.
I'm excited for this trailer.
Alright.
Like I'm excited for this movie. Like I don't know about any of you guys.
I'm excited.
I'm super pumped.
Everyone's
Infinity
gonna
War?
die.
Yeah, Infinity
I
War.
think Thanos looks stupid.
I
He looks
also
like
do.
Goldberg.
Why do you think Thanos looks?
He
stupid?
looks like he has like
He's straight out the hood.
They showed him without the helmet for the first time, and I was just like, he looks fucking
Okay.
retarded.
his chin looks like
Yeah.
my ball sack when it's really cold
Well,
outside.
that's always Thanos' chin. There's no other
You
time
don't
where
know,
Thanos'
like-
chin looks like doesn't look like a rolled up scrotum.
He
To an
didn't
ex-
look as muscular.
Generally, when I see Thanos and somebody points out that his chin looks like a wrinkly scrotum, I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. It looks like it's just got one nut in there. But like when he walked out of that portal, I was like, that's skin colored.
Yeah.
He literally looks like my testicles when I've
That's-
been in the tub for too long.
That's the other thing I was gonna say is that he looks more pink, and in like the
Yeah.
past movies, I swear he was like purple.
He
Yeah,
is supposed to be
he's
like
purple.
a
Yeah.
purple, like a legit deep purple kind of
He
He
color.
also doesn't look as muscular.
I think he looks way more
He
muscular.
looks like
than-
fucking knockoff Hellboy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big gauntlet.
Yeah.
like
He's got
like,
Ron Perlman face with the square jaw. He's fucking.
Just no horns.
I mean, square jaw, really circular chin.
I just think he looks like a dude straight out of prison. Like he's like,
Where's my money?
I'm about to collect my Infinity Stones.
bitch better have my money.
Bitch better have my money. Like, did you see that thing with Iron Man though? Like, he's going up to Iron Man, and Iron Man puts his arms up like this. Like, no.
I would too. He's
Yeah.
about to get fucking
Bitch
punched with
slapped to
fucking-
another dimension.
I did think I'd be more hyped for it, but I'm just not. And I
Oh,
think
no,
part,
that's
of, part of it's probably because I know it's supposed to have another part, so it's like, I mean, this will be like I'll enjoy it, but then I know
It technically
it's gonna
isn't
leave.
though, because it's no longer Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah, no, the
It's
next,
got its own.
it's got its own story. I think it's gonna do something with the Infinity Stones, but this is like the first part. Like,
I think Eli's right though. I think, yeah, that's what they said it's supposed to be, but I think you're gonna go to this one and it's gonna be an unfinished story that you're gonna have to
Yeah,
wait another
that was-
2 to 3 years.
That was my
yeah,
thing. Is
you're
that
gonna
it's-
have, but I feel like you're gonna have to
It's
watch
kinda
like
like-
Ant-Man and Wasp, and then like
The
that's
others.
yeah.
Well, like, yeah, we'll have all those other stories in the middle, but I want to see the end of the Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
gonna
wanna
be
see
part of the end of the
Wars
Infinity
movie.
Wars because like
yeah, it'll be like a gap in it.
yeah. And, like what's
Which-
happening while Tony Stark's getting like fucking
Which, yeah,
curb stomped by Thanos.
to an extent, I don't really like that because it's just like
Give it
like
to me
Thor
now.
Ragnarok is just a lead up to Infinity Wars. That's all that movie is.
Was it? Did you feel like that?
Yeah,
I
because
didn't
that's
feel
where
like,
it fucking ends at. They
I don't
just-
think, but that
That story
it's like,
doesn't
It's
matter.
left ambiguous where it like technically ends because for some reason fucking Hulk lands in the Sanctum Sanctorum. Like,
Yeah,
how
like-
did that happen? And like, why is Thor still with the Guardians? Like, that's
Yeah, that's kind of like a missing thing, but it's like,
That's
I can see that even not seeing the Thor movie, when I saw that Hulk was in this newest Thor movie, I knew that that was going to be like their way of bringing
back.
Hulk back after he left in the last one, so that he could be in Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked the visuals to it. I know you didn't like the Iron Spider-Man suit, but
No,
my
I
thing,
really don't. It looks super
I didn't-
CGI.
I must have
But-
missed that because I didn't see.
my
There's
thing
only
about
a
that is
second
that like
shot of it.
I don't. He's only gonna have that during this movie. Like I don't think he's gonna continuously wear that suit.
That doesn't make me any less disappointed by how awfully fake that looked.
I
Is
still,
there even any gold on it?
I don't.
I mean, I don't know. It was so fucking reflective that I could. It literally looked like it was out of like a 3D animated movie.
I kind of
Okay.
thought it looked
Like,
like,
it
a
didn't look-
Bionicle.
It didn't look any kind of realistic at all. I'm like, this is 2017, and this is a seriously high budget movie. If we can spend fucking millions of dollars to edit out Superman's mustache,
That was really bad. By
Or
the way,
like-
we
yeah.
can put a little bit of our budget into making Spider-Man look like he's at least physically real.
My favorite thing that came out of these are the Thanos memes. Like, one guy painted his face
Yeah,
yellow.
it's
It
like
looked like
Homer
Homer
Simpson.
Simpson. One guy made him Nappa from Dragon Ball. Like, there are some really good Thanos memes. Like, still.
And that's another thing that just disappoints me is just how bad Thanos really looks.
I don't care about Spider-Man as much as like Thanos just looks bad because I feel like
I mean,
I didn't see
they're
the
still,
Spider-Man
they're
part,
still
and I probably
in.
won't notice.
Like, as weird as this sounds, they're still in that like post-production phase where they have almost a year just to do CGI.
Yeah, that's another
and
thing that just
effects.
kind of makes me disappointed is like that this is still like a whole year off.
Right. As weird as that sounds.
But Star Wars is coming out.
Oh yeah, hey guys,
good,
who,
another disappointment.
who wants to go see Star Wars in 2 weeks?
Goddamn right I do.
I mean, I'll go see it.
Yeah,
Fucking
we'll all go.
I'm about to see
Except
what
for
I'm
John.
doing.
Someone got
I'll
talk.
probably have to work.
Yeah.
John's gonna try and
You'll
weasel
probably have
out
to
of
go
it.
to
He
late
just doesn't
showing
want to
for
see
me.
the movie.
We'll go Saturday.
No, I totally do want to go see the movie, but I know that I'm probably going to be disappointed by it.
I probably will be too, but
But
I'll
we
still
s-
enjoy it.
we'll
I mean,
still-
you weren't
yeah,
disappointed
like,
by
people-
The Force Awakens, were you?
Yeah, he was. He was.
No, I mean
the-
Rogue One. Rogue One. I'm sorry.
No, I liked Rogue
was
One.
good.
I was gonna say he
I
was.
liked Rogue One because they didn't just copy and paste another Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I know.
He
How
made
you feel,
me-
I know how you
yeah.
feel about Force Awakens.
He made me really hate Force Awakens because like we sat and had a talk. He's like, I thought it was okay, and John's like, all right, let me sit you down.
It's literally A New Hope.
It's like, let me give you the bullet points of why this movie fucking sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind
flashier.
of was.
Yeah, it's.
I don't
it's,
like A New Hope because it's boring as shit.
Well, you're fucking wrong.
Oh yeah, that's right. Prequels versus the old trilogy.
Politics
take
is
the
what
prequels all day.
Politics is what makes Star Wars good. There is no good storytelling in a bunch of fucking douchebags jumping around a lot.
But he had the high ground.
Doesn't have to be. Yeah, he's got the high ground.
Yeah,
He
okay.
had the high
I'll
ground
make
the whole
those
time.
jokes for Gil since he's not
Oh
here.
my god! But no, I know you two just don't feel excited. Zach and I are the only ones that are just like, I just want to see. I want to see Thanos fuck shit up. I like to see that like not all the Avengers are together. There are like splinter teams.
That's the other thing is that, yeah, they're going to have to work hard for me to feel like each member of the Avengers is actually worth a shit.
And we did see Hawkeye, so I'm pretty stoked about
Well,
that.
Hawkeye isn't Hawkeye out now?
No, he's in it still. He's
But I mean,
Hawkeye's
just
still one of my favorite parts of the Avengers.
really.
He's the only regular fucking dude.
I mean, Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess she's a regular fucking dude.
I mean,
She's
technic-
also like weird super spy, whereas Hawkeye
That-
is like a family and shit.
Yeah, he's
technically, Captain America, for in a sense, is like normal.
Hawkeye is the only one who makes a line that is also a quip in these movies that I have been seriously okay with being in there. And that was in the second Avengers movie where he's like talking about everybody else. Like, he's a god, he's a super soldier, I'm a dude with a fucking bow.
You can do this.
Yeah, like, you can do this. I'm
Ish.
like, that's a line that actually is both funny and makes a lot of fucking sense.
The shit with Quicksilver coming.
He was the best shield ever. You shut your mouth.
No, I mean, I like that stuff.
Maybe
I
it's
liked
more
that.
of a distraction than a shield.
Yeah.
But
Then we go into Batman Ninja, and oh my god.
They're on crack.
I mean, I'm kind of excited for this.
It's fucking retarded on
Just
so many
because it's-
levels.
Just because it looks fucking so different from anything they've done with Batman.
I swear to God, if they bring
So
up
far,
Batman's
Its
parents,
very
it's gonna be
existence, like,
It-
fucking kills me.
Why?
It is it's terrible on every level.
I'm not a huge fan of 3D CGI
That's
animation
that's the one thing that gets me on this.
What if
in
Batman
this
looked like-
style.
What if Batman at the end of the trailer looked like he got sprayed by Joker gas with that smile?
Who knows?
We haven't seen the movie yet. That could
He's
be
on
something that literally
crack.
happens.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Opium, since they're in
Okay.
fucking
The
Asia.
thing that gets me is that like the guy who wrote it is the guy who wrote Gurren Lagann, and I love Gurren Lagann.
Well, that's just one of the people that was doing the screenplay for it.
yeah. And then they have the composer who did.
They've also got the guy that directed Afro Samurai
Yeah.
working on this,
They also
which
have,
I really, really like.
I like Afro
So,
Samurai. They also have the guy who did the music for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I really like the music to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because I really like that anime.
I was gonna say, I think you just really like
It's
that
a
anime.
great medley. It's like one of
Point
my favorite.
blank.
It's point blank one of my favorite
Period.
mangas and animes. But like it's so weird that I kind of want to see it. Like,
the only thing that I'm kind of worried about is that there's a lot of Batman just straight up using a sword. And I'm like, isn't he supposed to, like, not kill people? That's
But
kind of
this
like
is feudal
all...
I'm sure he'll
Japan.
fucking find a way.
They took
That's
notes
like
from
all
Ben
swords
Affleck's.
really do.
like they.
I mean, like, if he does kill people, it's whatever. I mean, obviously this isn't like a canonical Batman story.
yeah, it's
so...
Batman
It's
Ninja.
just so
Hey,
stupid.
he's a
I
fucking-
really hate that name though, Batman Ninja.
You just
Why
wanna
wouldn't
do
you just
Bat
do
Ninja?
Bat Ninja?
Yeah.
Like it's just one word. It's faster to say. It doesn't sound as stupid as Batman Ninja.
You see, John, the whole show is stupid, so they really had to
What
stick
if
with
it's
that
not
vibe.
though?
But
What if this ends
is.
up being really good?
Eli
It
won't
won't.
drink that Febreze.
It could. It
No,
could be good.
It won't be.
I think it could be good.
Nah, I'd
I
rather
think it-
watch Gotham by Gaslight or whatever the fuck.
That shit with Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
That one's actually really good.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'm kind of interested in that.
I'm not.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
gonna
really
watch
excited.
it.
Then we go to Love, Simon.
I don't even remember this one.
It's the
It's
one
the
where
one
the
with
guy
the
runs a
gay-
gay
Oh,
blog.
the gay kid.
Yeah.
We all
See-
said gay at like the same time, and you're like, oh, the gay kid.
See, I'm like kind of conflicted on these type of movies, and the reason I'm kind of conflicted on this one in particular is because I like the idea that Hollywood is kind of portraying this type of thing, like a gay kid being gay or whatever.
Or whatever.
I'm from Midwest Iowa, dude. I don't know how to approach these things from a not offensive manner. It's gonna slightly come off as offensive. I don't mean
Fuck
it
it,
to.
we can't
it just
do it,
does.
okay?
Love
Let's
Simon, a Kevin Spacey story.
Exactly.
Okay, now it's offensive.
I like-
I've raised the
Now
bar.
it's
What would you
offensive.
like to say?
I like that Hollywood is approaching these type of topics and doing these sorts of movies, but I feel that like making a huge deal out of the fact alone that he is gay kind of sets it back in a tone. Because it shouldn't be like, oh, he's gay, so we gotta go see this movie because it's progressive and stuff like that. No, it's less progressive when you treat him like he's not just a regular person.
Right.
And that's like the whole selling point of this movie is that he's gay. I'm like, okay, that's wonderful and fine. What else is going on in the movie? Like,
You see, John, he's gay.
what's the story?
He's got a gay
He's,
girlfriend.
he's conflicted because he likes a dude who's not gay.
I don't know. They were about to kiss him in the
They didn't
mistletoe.
make that very well known in the trailer.
I'm not saying that they did. I'm just saying from the undertones is he's attracted to a black kid. The black kid likes a girl. He gets his heart broken, and he doesn't realize how to
Okay.
cope with it, how gay he is.
Okay, but who was
That
the...
makes me sound like I'm being a douche after I just said he can't cope with how gay he is.
Okay, but who was the white kid he was about to kiss under the mistletoe?
Yeah,
then?
he makes
Because that's like later on in the movie. I think the
Who the
first
fuck,
part.
Simon.
Simon is the guy who's writing the fucking blog.
Oh, it's a blog? Fuck. I got nothing on this.
I'm just saying, like, I like that this is a topic that Hollywood is going to start trying to do something with, because I don't think we've ever really seen like a major blockbuster
I don't want to sound weird.
gay title or whatever.
I mean,
But-
there was a movie called GBF. which
Kevin
stood for
Spacey's
Gay
been in a
Best
lot of
Friend.
movies, man.
Yeah. But
God damn it.
I really hope that we handle it in a way that's progressive and not just like,
There's
hey, go see my movie because it's about gay people
There's
being
an
gay.
end, the ending part really I thought made a good lot of sense. He's like, why is saying I'm homosexual so bad? Like, what if someone said they were straight? I think that's a reason why I think this movie might change it, because they changed that
I don't
outcome.
know, because again, that's like an argument that people have been making the entire time that like homosexuality has been an issue. So you're not really doing anything
But it's
new.
it's
You're
funny
literally
to
just
see
like,
the concept actually being put into a movie. Like, because I don't think I've ever seen a concept of someone's like, I'm heterosexual, and the mom's like, oh no!
well,
Like, I think there's something about that
no,
was like,
because we have seen that before. There have been people who have parodied that on the internet multiple times. Like, there are dozens of videos out there making fun of the idea that the world would be opposite, and where, like, heterosexuality is, like, a weird thing. So that's what I'm kind of getting at, is I don't want this to be, like, a lazy cash grab at, hey, I'm the first one who did the gay thing for a blockbuster movie, go see my movie and spend money on it, and then everybody goes and sees it, and it's just like, that's it to the movie, is it's about a gay character being gay.
So, a paint by the numbers
And they,
movie.
and they never really do anything to make it a progressive issue or anything like that. Whereas it's all just like, look, character's gay, that makes him different, that's it, he's gay, look at him, he's gay,
That should be the bill
he's gay,
for this
go see the
fucking
movie.
thing.
Where
I don't think it is just like he's gay.
no,
go see
I'm
the
not
movie.
saying that it is. What I'm getting at is that is what I don't want it to be.
I don't think it will.
And
be,
I
though.
don't think the trailer does a very good job
Okay.
of defining whether or not that's what it's going to be.
I totally
like the
understand
trailer
where you're coming
totally points it in a direction to where it looks like it's
from. He's gay.
he's gay.
He's gonna learn to deal
That's
with
all
it.
there is to this movie.
Please
Is that
make
he's
that the
gay.
billboard.
We're going to make a huge emphasis on how gay he is so that you care about it.
You got a point. I'm like not dogging
Like,
on you. I'm just
I'm-
trying to like.
With how many times that they expressed in the trailer alone that he's gay, it really it puts forward the idea that he's so fucking different from everybody else just because he's gay. When he's just gay people aren't that different.
They're not
just
aliens.
Yeah, they're not monikered aliens from another planet because they like the same sex of people.
Okay.
I think someone made the comment actually when he was getting into the car in the trailer. It's like, so is this an alien movie? I'm pretty sure someone said
Alright,
it.
so let's go to our movie news. Now, before we go, did we talk about the video game trailers on our video game podcast?
Like I remember,
No,
probably.
we totally didn't.
I don't
Okay,
remember.
so Valkyrie Chronicles 4.
Eh.
I don't care.
Okay, let's just fucking.
They're
okay.
drifting tanks. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And friendship keeps us warm.
Europe
Yeah.
is always snowy.
Europe is always snowy. So we'll go to the movie news, and Chinese actor Li Yufei has been cast as Mulan. So she's a Chinese actress cast as Mulan. Do you remember? Did you ever watch The Forbidden Kingdom with Jackie Chan and Jet Li?
Yes.
She's
long time ago.
Golden Sparrow. She's the girl the main white dude falls in love with.
Mm,
It's the only thing I have.
Pictures.
I have a picture.
yeah. No, I know who you're talking
I'm
about.
talking for
kinda
Zach.
just being like,
That's
I
her.
guess
Oh yeah, it looks
she
familiar.
could play as Mulan.
I don't.
Not really that surprisingly impressed with.
Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I can't really judge her acting based on that movie because that's just kind of an ant movie.
Right, it was.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Daisy Ridley reveals that she doesn't want to play Rey after Episode 9 in a new interview for Rolling Stones about Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Good.
That means they can move on to a new
somebody's
story.
got to put their fucking foot down and be like, all right, Disney, chill the fuck out. We're not making a fucking quadrulality of these fucking movies where we're on like Star Wars Episode 7 and we still don't know who the fuck Snoke is.
He's a ball sack, is what he is.
Well, Star Wars Episode 7 was the beginning of us questioning who Snoke is, because Snoke wasn't in any of the other ones, John.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I don't want to be at like Star Wars Episode 29 and still be in the same fucking storyline.
Is this more like the Skywalker storyline?
Yeah, but now it's
Yeah,
going to be
it's
the
a-
Skywalker, Solo, Rey, Finn,
That's-
Dameron.
Pretty much what this entire trilogy is like a continuation of the Skywalker saga.
Is it, though? Because Rey might actually be Poe's half-sister.
No, it's totally continuation. It doesn't
I'm
matter
just being a
who
douche,
Rey
because,
is.
like, you're like...
The fact that they literally like are all like, Luke Skywalker's here and he could be bad, but he could also be good still.
He's not bad. He's not
But
gonna,
we don't know.
He's not
Rey's
going to be
turning
evil.
bad.
Yeah, you're right. he's probably going to turn evil and then go back to being good.
No, he's not going to turn
because
evil
they're
at
going to
all.
do the exact same thing that they did with the other movies.
I don't think he's going to be fucking evil at all.
I'm
calling it Kylo Ren's going to be the one that turns good by the end of all of this.
You're probably
I'm
right.
betting on both of those.
That Luke goes evil and Kylo Ren becomes good.
And the survey
Because at
says-
one point I know Luke says something about he fears something. As all I can think of is like the Yoda thing where it's like, fear leads to hate. Hate leads to dark side. Stupid
Yeah, but
shit.
Yoda was never a perfect Jedi.
Yoda
either.
was on some hippie shit.
Like I said, the dark side and the light side are so very flawed that like they just both need to not exist and just create a gray form of the Force.
See,
Purgatory.
that's also an ending that I would not be that pleased with. Because that's like every single fan theory that everybody wants.
It's just a gray.
Is like,
But that makes more sense than just like.
yeah, it kind
John's
of
not
makes
going to be
sense.
happy. It doesn't matter.
No, I don't want them to do the cookie cutter ending thing. There's definitely a way that I would be satisfied with this.
How would you be satisfied?
Don't
Does.
give Kylo Ren a redemption arc.
Perfect.
Keep him bad, but make him really fucking bad.
I mean, they can do. I mean, he
Don't make-
kills,
you
he
wanna
kills his
make-
mom in this one. I feel like that's.
He doesn't kill his mom in this one.
She's not gonna be in it at all.
She is in
What
it.
I've heard. Oh, is she in it?
She's not going to be a 9 at all.
Oh yeah, that's right.
R.I.P. Carrie Fisher.
There's a couple other things that I want too. One, definitely don't make Rey like a Skywalker or a Solo.
Or a
for that
Kenobi.
matter. Yeah, or a Kenobi. Well, that would just be fucking weird.
Yeah, no, what?
Yeah.
That would be really fucking weird.
Maybe Obi-Wan got
She would have
like,
had to like been born from a Force ghost
Yeah, probably.
because Kenobi.
I
died.
know.
Dead for a little
Do you
while.
not remember people
Either
like,
that or she'd have to be like 40 at this point.
or she's like Ben Kenobi's her grandfather. Like Ben could have like impregnated a girl while he was watching over Luke.
I mean, I guess.
I'm not saying that that's the thing. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
if
on the
that's
job.
what it is, I want like the person that Ben Kenobi fucking
Fuck.
did the fucking business with to be like one of the Tusken Raiders. So she's like a quarter sand people, and that's why she's
That's why
got
she
the
has a
pole.
staff, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
So
Fan
like
theory.
she just gets like a lightsaber staff, and then does the.
Those were a thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying like she could totally get one of those.
Oh my god.
She could get the fucking dual lightsaber like Darth Maul had, and she could embrace her Tusken Raider roots.
Okay.
I mean, that would be something nobody would
Do
be
you hear
expecting.
about
No,
the
we
internet wants though? They don't want Rey and Finn. They want Finn and Poe.
I mean, okay.
Are you weirded out by that? Like we were just talking about like hitting like being gay with the hammer. Do you think that would just be like, oh, they're gay now, hitting them on the head? Like,
one of the things in the Star Wars universe that I find to be the most annoying is the love story stuff.
Mhm.
I don't really care about that. It's why I kind of like the original trilogy so much more, is that there is... Well, I guess...
Go on.
There is a love story in there, but it's not the main focus of the movies.
It's just twincest,
It gets pretty annoying in Empire when it's like a love triangle kind of thing.
which gets weird in Return of the Jedi.
I mean, you find out in Empire that Leia is Luke's sister.
Kind of, vaguely.
It's pretty much just like...
Yeah, but then
Well, I have this theory that Leia is not actually Luke's sister, and that's because in Empire, when he's speaking to Ben Kenobi, it's like, he's like, Luke, you're not the only one. You have a sister. And then he's just like, Leia is my sister? And I have this theory that, like, Ben Kenobi doesn't actually want him to know who he is because he's fucking stupid. So he's just like, yes, it's Leia. It's most definitely Leia. It's like, who gives a shit if she dies? So that's my theory on that.
But Kylo Ren can use the fucking Force.
So
That doesn't.
Anakin doesn't even have a dad, and he was like the fucking
Well, yeah, he's a force baby.
Yeah,
That's
he
what Obi-Wan
literally was like born of the Force. Rey uses the Force, and we don't even know who. It's fucking.
She used the Force like 5 minutes
I
into
know,
training.
but like
It's explained over and over that the Force isn't like a genetic thing.
I know
Because Jedi can't have kids.
well, they could.
They can, but they're not supposed to.
I just think that Leia is like.
I really think that like the entirety of the original trilogy is Ben Kenobi stringing Luke along continuously.
Just making him lose his hand and shit for kicks and giggles.
No, like Ben wants to put
Go
an
to the
end.
Dagobah system. I gotta get Yoda in on this shit.
Yeah, like
Gotta get that hippie shit in.
I think that what it is like Ben Kenobi is definitely like against the Empire and wants to put an end to it, but he knows that he can use Luke to do that because Luke is Anakin's son and is also like super fluent in the Force. And so he's just like, Luke, come with me. I know your fucking foster parents are like dead and shit, but come on, we gotta fucking rebel.
Burn to the bone.
Justice League star Ben Affleck says he was billed by Warner Brothers after stealing one of the batarangs from the film set.
I'd be pretty pissed if I was him. I'd be like, nah, fuck you.
I'm
What's in your
Batman,
movie?
motherfucker.
I get to keep at least one. Like, Ryan Reynolds got to keep the suit.
He stole the suit.
Yeah, but he got to keep it.
Speaking of which, what'd you think about that Deadpool teaser?
The Bob
The
Ross.
Thanksgiving one?
Yeah.
Or the Bob Ross
The
one?
Bob Ross one.
It's alright.
Is alright.
I mean, I already know that Deadpool 2 is the thing that's happening, so I don't really care about any teasers that come in between that now and when that movie actually comes out. May.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm not really like I like intro trailers and intro teasers and stuff like that. They're like announcement that the movie's gonna happen. But like since Deadpool 2 was a thing that I knew was gonna happen even before Deadpool was in theaters, because they literally like announced that they greenlit a sequel before it was even out. I immediately didn't care about any of the trailers or whatever for Deadpool 2.
Right on.
I know that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but now people are getting more chibi Deadpool tattoos.
Damn it.
Yeah, fuck those people.
This
Matt-
is why I don't like those trailers.
Matt Reeves' solo Batman movie will not be a prequel or a reboot and will carry on the Justice League timeline even without Ben Affleck.
Yay! It's gonna be... They're gonna pick another shitty writer for it, and he's gonna read like 2 Batman comic books, and then he's gonna make a shitty Batman movie, and everybody's gonna be like, well, that was actually a pretty okay movie.
Henry Cavill confirms that he is contractually obligated to play Superman again following his appearance in Man of Steel and Justice League.
Ooh,
So he can be stone-faced and ask people if they bleed.
Yeah. Joss Whedon is still attached to write and direct the solo Batgirl Warner Brothers movie, despite rumors to the contrary. I'm not really excited for...
No, that sounds
that's
terrible.
because Joss Whedon is a fucking douche.
You don't like Joss Whedon either?
Dude, he can't fucking write. He did like one good movie and then made the same movie over and over and over again because it succeeded.
Are you talking about the Avengers?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, he made Firefly
How long ago was that though?
like a decade.
Did he make the show or the movie?
He made both.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
He also
somebody
did Buffy the
different.
Vampire Slayer.
I'm not that into Buffy, so that's not really a great argument, but
I'm just saying, he's like,
Because
he
it was
also
a
did
big thing,
Angel.
though.
yeah, I guess it was a big thing.
He also did Angel.
But I mean, like, Angel's fucking garbage, though. Like, literally hot garbage.
I mean, the first season was okay.
No.
Really?
John shits on your dreams.
Angel's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, okay, if movies are like, and movies and TV are like assignments in school, I'd give Buffy the Vampire Slayer like maybe like a B minus. I'd give Angel like, I'd give it back to the student, tell him to redo it, and if he brings it back, I'll at least give him a C.
Suicide
Like,
Squad.
because I feel so bad for this kid being placed in a normal kid's class when he belongs in the special ed department.
I love the female defense you tried to put up. You're like, I mean, the first second was good. No. It was all
killed it.
trash. Just terrible.
Fine.
John
Okay,
Dean
fine.
shitting on your dreams.
No, I'll give you Buffy. Like, It's not something that I'm really into, but it's totally something that I can watch. But
Angel's like, nah.
He's not that competent of a writer.
No.
Like, pretty much anything that he makes
Is
is
quick.
at some point like a copy of something else that either someone that he's worked with on something wrote, or something that he's already wrote before.
Or it's quick.
Yeah. And it's not good quick either.
Suicide Squad star Margot Robbie is developing a separate Harley Quinn movie unrelated to the numerous other generating DC projects.
Get
I'll
ready
watch
for
it
all the
just for
shitty
that.
Halloween costumes.
Again.
The Legion of Doom could be the next big thing in the DC shared movie universe, Justice League. And when they say about this is that with this, they're going to introduce the Legion of Doom in separate movies, starting with Aquaman.
Of course they are.
That makes more sense than killing your villain. I think that's always been.
I was gonna say they have a unique opportunity to do something Marvel can't with their villains, since Marvel does
Kill
pretty
them?
much, yeah.
Yeah, they kill them all the time.
Well, they either kill
Is
them
Steppenwolf
or
dead though?
Yes!
that wasn't in. I mean, that wasn't in Marvel anyways.
Marvel kills their villains? Or?
Yeah, Marvel kills their villains a
A lot
lot
of them.
besides Loki.
Like besides Loki and then the guy in
Nebula.
Civil War, who's Zemo.
Yeah.
Zemo. Yeah,
He's
there's
not dead.
and we're gonna go with Spider-Man: Homecoming, but like everyone else has been like killed off.
I'm just trying to like think.
Ultron got killed off.
Well, yeah, of
He
course
could-
Ultron
he
did. They had
could
to like.
come back, but
They kind of sort of like had to get rid of him. There's no way you could have ended Avengers and had people walk out of that theater
Yeah.
satisfied with the movie, with Ultron still being like
still
around.
loose.
They killed off Ant-Man's villain.
Is
They
Red
killed
Skull
off
dead?
Yes.
Yeah, Red Skull was like.
Vaporized.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like he comes back from that in some
No.
comic.
He might, but like
Because it's not actually
Well,
vaporized,
yeah, but they
he's
bring
something
everyone
else.
back in the
I mean,
comics.
Hugo
I feel like-
Weaving's like, I'm not coming back for this shit. That makeup sucked.
Well, I
I
mean,
feel
they
like-
could get another guy to have a red fucking skull.
Yeah, I feel like Marvel still has a pretty decent like amount of villains that they could run through.
Which
They-
they could,
but, like,
but like,
some-
they,
like they got rid of like Red Skull. Red Skull's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Like
shit.
I do, yeah, I do think they got rid of a decent amount of like the pretty.
where I just feel like you should have had them. You
But
should
I
have
mean,
had,
at the same time, they've got like the entire list of Spider-Man villains to run through yet.
technically
All the good
no.
ones
I mean,
too,
other
since
than
they used
Vulture.
the Vulture.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, but technically no, because they're Sony's still
Yeah,
doing their
that's hard
own
to do.
solo movie universe without Spider-Man, and they're using like Black Cat, Silver Sable, Venom,
Yeah.
and all that.
Like they can't use all of
And
them, but I'm
Morbius
sure.
would-
that-
Well,
they
there's
can use,
there's like a few like I would have
Goblin or
like honestly if they did Spider in the next Homecoming, I'd rather have him face off Rocket Racer, who's another smart teenager, but he has a flying skateboard and like Goblin-esque armor, which would make a lot more sense to me to have Spider-Man fighting another smart teenager because like
Yeah, I feel like if they took some of these like sort of underdeveloped villains from some of the comic
right
books
instead of like Doc
and,
Ock
like,
and stuff.
made them into something more,
I like to see
like actually
Craven.
put some writing quality into them,
Right.
then
Like-
I think it could be. But like again, too, at the point where it's like, hey, we've combined all of this fucking superhero universes into one fucking big universe. No one could really argue with like Captain America fighting Sandman at this point.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
dope.
cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
I'd
see,
like to see that.
it's little fucking things that they could do to just make it interesting.
Yeah.
That could make the movies 10 times better than what they're doing now.
Captain America versus Craven.
But they do just like get rid of a lot of their villains where DC just
Yeah.
Yeah, DC has.
Well,
like,
I mean, that's another issue too, is that when you just keep rehashing the villains again.
right, but like for DC, like you can't really kill off Lex Luthor or Deathstroke or any of those guys.
Yeah.
or
'Cause-
Doomsday.
Or well, they killed.
Well,
Doomsday.
that's
Doomsday.
I'm sure
because
he'll
he's
come back.
unkillable.
Yeah, because yeah, technically Doomsday is unkillable, but you know, fuck plot. Peyton Reed has finished filming Ant-Man and Wasp, making this much less troubled production than Scott Lang's previous solo adventure. I'm really excited for this. Like I said, I know a lot of people really didn't like Ant-Man. I loved Ant-Man. I thought Ant-Man was fun.
I thought it was alright.
I thought it was a fun adventure movie, and I like Paul Rudd, so... Jude Law has entered talks to play...
I think Ant-Man's one of those storylines where the quippiness definitely fits in better.
And you really didn't need any of the other movies to watch Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why... That's the reason why I like Guardians a lot. That's the reason why I like Ant-Man
It's another
a lot.
one where the quippiness just really fits in like it's supposed to.
And I think that's the reason why I like Doctor Strange, because for the most part, you really didn't need any of the other movies.
That's kind of one that I would have preferred less quippiness in.
Was there a lot of quip for you?
I mean, the librarian dude listening to Beyonce.
Okay, that one was, yeah.
I mean, it was something that I kind of chuckled at when I first saw it, but after like subsequent watches of the movie, it's just a really annoying scene.
And I can agree with you on
not
that.
Not unnecessary. And there's a bunch of other stuff. Like, yeah, he's supposed to be like a smart, witty surgeon kind of guy, but like everybody else in that show is supposed to be super serious monks. So like quippiness between them really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Right. Jude Law has entered talks to play the male lead in Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel, playing Dr. Walter, aka the original Captain Marvel. So I'm pretty excited about this. So my idea is that they're going with the Kree-Skrull War, where the original Captain Marvel gives Kara Danvers his solar powers to stop the Kree. So that's what makes me excited about this whole scenario. Because I really like Captain Marvel as a character. I don't know why. I've always found Carol Danvers' character to be super interesting, and I'm really glad. I can't wait for this movie to come out, and I really can't wait for her to be in the Avengers. And I want to know how they're going to put this in here because
who did you say was going to play her?
Brie Larson, but Jude Law is playing the original Captain Marvel.
Okay, like I really like Captain Marvel also, but there was a lot of talk a couple years ago about Ronda Rousey playing her. I was totally not fucking down for that at all.
No, I'm not down for her. I'm not down for her.
You don't know who Ronda Rousey is? Have you seen Expendables 3?
Yes, but it's been a while.
Alright.
She's the only girl.
Literally the only female in the group. Stone-faced, shit acting, fucking... like full-on retard face the entire time she's on screen.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's most of the actors in that movie, man. I
guess that's a good point. Okay, which Fast and Furious is it where they fucking fly a car out of a fucking building?
All of them?
She was not in Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, she was. She's the one that
pull up a goddamn picture.
When they go to like fucking Pakistan or whatever. And they steal a really expensive
yeah, that's
car.
right. She played one of the bodyguards.
Yeah, she fights Letty or whatever.
Is that the one where they ramp it from a building
into another building?
She was in that.
She's one of the bodyguards that fights.
Okay. I was thinking of
Letty,
Gina Carano, and I don't know why.
And she has one line in the whole movie, and she fucks it up.
So you didn't want really stone-faced Captain Marvel, is what you're saying?
Yeah. She has one line in the movie, and you should play that line for him. And you'll understand why. One line in the movie, and she fucks it up. And they just, like, kept it in there. And we're like, yeah, whatever. But, I mean, it's a Fast and Furious movie. It's not like anybody goes to see it for the acting.
About the acting. Come on now.
Because again, she could kick her ass, too. So.
Whatever.
You've got Vin Diesel.
At the point that I told her she has retard face, I'll just let her beat me up. I kind of deserve it at that point.
I mean, like, the directors, because she messed up, and they're just like, well, she can kick her ass, so we're not going to ask her to redo it.
No, if I'm paying her.
For acting, you've got Vin Diesel, who plays himself.
Yeah.
That's all he ever plays.
No, man, didn't you see him in the last Witch Hunter?
You've got
he played his own D&D character.
Yeah, he played his own D&D character.
Okay, I don't know anything about that, but...
It's not that great of a movie, but I was actually surprised that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's a good D&D quest if you're playing it with your friends and fucking up the quest. That's how I see it.
Okay.
It's basically So Hellboy film reboot starring Stranger Things David Harbour and directed by Neil Marshall gets an early January 2019 release date. I'm still pretty, I don't know. The first images I saw of Hellboy make me kind of excited for this movie. I don't know why. I just really think it'll be a fun movie.
I really didn't think there was anything wrong with Ron Perlman Hellboy.
I didn't think there was either, but
so I don't really think there needs to be a reboot. Yeah, that was like fucking perfect.
I get that, but
the second Hellboy movie wasn't that great, but it wasn't because of Perlman.
I see Ron Perlman in anything else, I just think of Hellboy.
Yeah, watching Sons of Anarchy was actually like difficult for me.
It's just like, oh man, they've got Hellboy in charge of this game. I'm not too sure about this. They must be in some bad shit.
I don't know. I think I like this because they're going into the more like legit Hellboy comics where it is just him fighting like demon and otherworldly things like fays and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I like that, but like I almost just kind of wish that they would have been like, Ron Perlman, you want to be in the new Hellboy movie?
You want to let us take your face and just use it?
Yeah. Can we just paint you all red and shit again?
Lizzie Kaplan, she was in, she was in a couple of shows, has entered talks to play a character in Channing Tatum's Gambit movie that I still cannot believe is still being made because this has been in production hell for years.
It could probably just stay there.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I fucking hate Gambit. He's such a stupid character.
Like Gambit. I don't really like Channing Tatum that much.
You like the whole like Cajun can't fucking understand what he's saying?
I don't know what y'all got. You got a special card?
Yeah, kinda. I mean,
go show the chat. You go now.
Boomhauer's my favorite King of the Hill character.
Okay, I like that. But I mean,
Rumor has
like in any sort of like serious moment in that movie, I just.
Rumor has it that one of the major characters in the X-Men franchise will meet their maker in the upcoming X-Men Dark Phoenix. Someone's going to die. And I'm pretty positive it's going to be Jennifer Lawrence, but...
I mean, I'd be alright with, like, anybody. I think that... I'm always kind of, like, on the strong side that main characters need to die once in a while. It makes...
I'm hoping they kill someone in Infinity Wars.
Yeah,
I'm still calling it, they are.
It makes the movie, like, more serious. Like, that's kind of why I don't really like this X-Men timeline, is because they killed a lot of main characters, and then they just brought them all back. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go back to the past and erase the 6 other movies that we made before this one.
And then they fought, like, the greatest villain ever.
Yeah, immediately after.
No one died.
Yeah, nobody
died.
No
consequences.
James Franco says the Multiple Man movie he's developing with Simon Kinberg and the Fox will push the X-Men franchise into a new genre. It's going to be a rated R comedy, but not in the vein of Deadpool.
I don't...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like...
I hope they use the rated R to, like, full advantage, but other than that...
What the fuck is he going to do? Get high, and then his other people are going to steal shit? Like, I don't know.
I guess.
James Franco's
Kill
a weird...
100 people?
Okay, but that's the thing. James Franco's a weird person. Exactly. Like, I can only imagine how weird this movie will get.
He's going to become Harry Osborn again.
I don't know. I'm just... Like, when he says that it's going to be, like, a funny rated R movie, I'm just kind of like, oh, cool. So it's going to be, like, a more adult version of what we already have from all of the other superhero movies.
Pixar's John Lasseter is taking a leave of absence from the company following the admitted missteps revealed in a memo to staff.
He's going to be the next one with sexual allegations.
It was sexual allegations.
Oh my god, I fucking nailed that one down.
And racial degradation.
That kind of does make me sad, because John Lasseter is another one of those guys that, like...
Did a lot for Disney?
Like, well, not necessarily that did, like, a lot for Disney, but you just don't see it coming.
Right.
Like, and it just kind of hits you. It's one of those ones that hits you that, like, everybody in Hollywood is a scumbag.
Well, the one that got me recently was Matt Lauer from the fucking Today Show.
Louis C.K., that one hit me pretty hard.
Yeah. And we already had this long conversation, but it is really shitty. Like, Like, not shitty that they're, like, losing their jobs and shit, but it's just shitty.
Well,
like,
to be honest, like, if the sexual allegations and shit against them are true, they should lose their jobs.
That's what I don't
You've
mean.
lost
like,
all your professional integrity.
Yeah,
at
no,
that
what I
point.
mean is, like, what's shitty is that, like, these people that you're like, oh, they did really cool things, and then you're just like, but he molested people. I'm like, oh, dude, come on.
That's why Louis C.K. one, in my opinion, is a pretty hard hit, because he's always been at least sounding like he's on women's side during his stand-up. I mean, he has a joke in his stand-up routine that's like, men are the most dangerous thing out there to women. And he's not wrong.
Yeah, he obviously proves it.
And yeah, exactly.
prove that point.
It's another thing that, like,
People were buying into it.
it's another thing that, like, shouldn't be this way, man. Shouldn't be this way.
So I'm getting off easy. I don't know any of these fucking people. I know Louis C.K. and I know Kevin Spacey, and that's it. That's all I've got so far.
John Lasseter was the head of Pixar.
He did, like, Toy Story and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like Toy Story, my man.
Well, you're
Well, he did
Not
a
any
bunch
of
of
them.
other stuff.
Let me clarify. Fuck them all.
Toy Story is just one of the ones that I immediately go to when I think of it.
Yeah. But that's the thing that kind of sucks.
Because he
though.
was working on Toy Story 4 right now.
Yeah, and that was another one. Rashida Jones, another artist.
Which is,
like,
that's okay. I didn't think we needed a Toy Story 4 anyways.
Right.
So if they just cancel that, that's fine.
it is really just upsetting to see, like, even Danny Masterson, the guy who played Hyde from fucking
Oh, yeah, I did
That
forget
70s
about
show?
that. Yeah.
That 70s show,
Yep.
is being called out for sexual assault.
That's been going on for a while, though.
I know. But it's just
I mean,
kinda
I'm
like,
not, like, that into that 70s show.
He's on the ranch right now.
But yeah, he's in a couple other things that I
But,
like
like,
to.
the thing that people
But-
were calling out on that is that, like, no one's, like, asking him to, like, leave his show. But they're like, Kevin Spacey, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing that's going on with it's really important that these things become public knowledge for people, but I think one thing we need to make sure of is that it isn't just like a witch hunt situation.
Yeah, where it's just
Where-
like simply for having it thrown out there, you get fired. It's
Well,
like,
not necessarily just that, but like that it's not just that we point out all of the sexual predators in Hollywood, but that we use this as a way to fix the actual problem,
Mm-hmm.
which is that people who are in positions of power don't have the self-control to not take advantage of that powerful position.
so we move all the underage people out of California.
Probably
Put 'em
be
in
a
the-
solid idea
Put
at
them in
this
Nevada.
point.
I don't know, because Las Vegas is there, so we might
Or we
go
put them in
another
Utah.
state over.
Fucking nothing's in Utah.
Besides Mormons.
Yeah, exactly.
I just-
They'll fit right in. No,
I just want it
there
to
are no
be.
sexual predator Mormons.
Oh.
No, it's-
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna move them up to
Let's-
Montana.
I just want it to be a way that we can. Because one of the problem is people in the position of power that can't control themselves from taking advantage of that.
Is abusing that power.
And another problem with it is that a lot of these are like men from an older generation that weren't taught that women aren't just there for whatever the fuck they want.
But they are, John, because that's what women are. They clean our dishes and make sandwiches for us.
Out of all the offensive things that we could have said,
And
My
here I've been cleaning
God.
my own dishes and making my own.
Yeah, no, I'm totally
God damn
kidding.
it.
Oh my god.
I'm totally kidding.
and I think it's really changed a lot in recent years, I think, but there's still a lot that needs to happen. And you see it a lot on the internet, especially now that like more and more women are getting to a position where they're more comfortable with calling these type of people out. But you'll see it all over the internet where women are just posting messages that they'll get from people demanding nude photographs of them, and then when they say no, men get angry,
Call them bitches.
or sluts.
There's a lot
or
of that in
whatever.
the YouTube community. And
Yeah,
they're
that's
it's
a
not
huge
even like
thing
they
in
have a lot of
YouTube,
power.
too. It's just they're taking advantage of their fans.
Yeah.
At that point. And
That's fucked up too, though.
and so it's almost more of like a social issue as men that we need to get over, and that's that the idea that women are basically just sexual pleasure objects for men.
Which is, you shouldn't think like that.
Which I'm not exactly like a poster child for social advancement, because I literally just fucking hate everybody.
Well, if anything, that's equality.
Yeah.
That's what
But
I've
I
always
can
said.
say for a fact that I have never physically raped someone before.
That's good. I'm
That's-
glad
yeah, I'm
everyone.
glad you can
And
say
I'm
that,
also
John.
and I'm also not a Nazi, so that's a bonus. I feel like that makes me at least 20% good person.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like I think we can all be in agreement that
I
like,
can't exactly say that I've never murdered anybody. At least not like firsthand.
Okay, that's good. But like I feel like we're
That's not good, no.
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 That's not good.
I feel like, but when we talk about this kind of stuff, I feel like we're all in agreement that it is super bad to do these shitty things.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely bad to do the things that these people are
But
getting
it's bad that
allegated
John
for.
Lasseter grabbed someone's ass and said "firm" and shit like that. Why are you looking at me?
Didn't know that's what happened, man. That's fucked.
But yeah, and then sometimes I question like the severity of some of these, because when I hear that like Kevin Spacey like basically molested underage coworkers, I'm like, yeah, we definitely should stop putting him in movies. We should probably put him in jail.
And make sure he's not near any kids under the age of 20.
But when like a director spanks one of his actresses,
Sorry.
well, it could be actors too. You can
Okay.
sexually assault a
You are
man.
right, but like you're right. I'm sorry.
But I'm not always under the idea that that is punishable by his job. Like, if you want to seek after like a sexual harassment charge, go for it.
Okay.
It's totally understandable, and that is technically sexual harassment. But is it required that he give up his job for it?
All right. Can I ask you? Let's talk about what Bill O'Reilly did.
Okay.
He legitimately sexually assaulted people,
Yeah.
and like was
Bill O'Reilly is another person that I believe is absolute fucking scum of the earth.
okay.
So yes, let's get into this because now I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Alright.
5 women accused him, and they were being paid millions of dollars not to talk for the longest time, and that he lost his job.
Yeah, which is great.
Now and then he tried to use like thank you letters from Megyn Kelly and these other girls. They're like, no, yeah, you were my colleague, and I thanked you for like helping me out, but what you did was irreprehensible, and you are a piece of shit to me.
Yeah, because he actually sexually assaulted multiple women.
Yeah, and now but should that affect? We were talking about the whole smack in the ass thing. Does that affect you? So it should affect his job.
I would call.
Well, I think because he did it so many times.
Okay.
It's
I'm
because
trying to,
it was multiple times,
Mhm.
and because it was like a full-on sexual assault.
Okay.
I think something like a smack on the ass is generally considered like a sexual harassment kind of thing.
Okay. I'm trying to.
Which, at the end of the day, I would say, if it's something that actor or actress
felt uncomfortable with.
like felt extremely uncomfortable with, then yeah, it's probably a good idea to talk about a termination of his occupation.
Right.
But it's also one of those things like, is it a chargeable offense? Like, can he really be charged with it? I don't know. It's a questionable territory kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you talk about someone's job, you're talking about like the livelihood of that person and their family and stuff like that. I know that not every job, corporation, or company out there has like a strict termination policy for a sexual harassment kind of thing.
Right.
A lot of times it's like they'll find a way to separate the two employees before they cut any of the employees completely off.
And I totally understand that.
And so when I'm thinking about the entertainment industry, I'm also thinking about
as a company,
basically other industries like manufacturing or advertising or anything like that. How would they treat it?
But when you're paying off people millions of
dollars, definitely. When you are at the point of paying off people to keep stuff quiet, you definitely deserve to lose your job.
Because that comes out.
Because you're not. That's again, you're taking advantage of that power, and that job that you have is what puts you in that position of power. So yeah, for someone like Bill O'Reilly who's paying people off to keep quiet about it, yeah, he definitely deserves to lose that position of power.
Because he also defended Roger Ailes, the original head of Fox, who was also sexually harassing people. That's why I'm just trying to get, because we were just talking about, the difference between a smack on the ass.
Oh, yeah. But, I don't know the full story with John Lasseter. As from what I understand, is that he smacked the ass of an actress or something, or someone that was working for him. I don't know the whole thing, but I'm just going off what I know, and if that's the only thing that he did, then I don't know if it necessarily requires that he be fired or anything like that, as long as there's enough of a repercussion that the victim feels comfortable with.
Right.
That the victim feels justified, and that we know for a fact that Lasseter's not going to just go out and do it again.
This is what I think is weird, though. The entertainment business has more integrity than the political business. Because in the entertainment business, someone's like, that dude's a child molester.
Only in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, comparatively.
Yeah,
in politics,
because that's where the public's eye is.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
But even in politics, when someone's like, Roy Moore, tried to fuck a 14-year-old.
Oh, there's all kinds of people that are, trying to get this to be a big issue.
Yeah.
The general public does not care.
I know, but the fucking Republican Party is, defending the, not even talking about just
there's
the
a lot
standing.
of Republicans who are even he needs to step down.
Yeah.
The problem is that Roy Moore is stupid and is standing up and being like, no, man, it's the fucking lesbians and the gay people that are just trying to fucking tear me down and shit. And the problem is that there's no one higher up than Roy Moore who's stepping out and being like, no, you have to fucking stand down.
Because he was endorsed by our president.
That's the reason. That's the only person that's really high enough that people are going to take seriously.
But he's not going to because he already endorsed him.
And he's not going to because he's already endorsed him and he's been accused of the same type of shit. So that's
got political fast.
Yeah.
It's not political. We were just talking about everyone in the Hollywood, once they find out you sexually assaulted someone, they fire you. Politics, they're like, no, I'm not going to step down.
Well, again, it's what Eli said too. It's more people care about what's going on in Hollywood than what they do about DC.
The other thing is it's a lot easier to fire someone from an entertainment position than a political position.
Right. Unless you're Anthony Weiner, which is going for jail for 5 years for sending dick pics to a 15-year-old.
Well, then he fucking should.
That means when you send tangible proof, you're just fucking stupid anyway.
Exactly. What kind of fucking dipshit is she's 15, I'm gonna send her pictures of my dick that she can easily save to her phone and send to the police.
We're not gonna say any names, but someone made that thing when they were talking about you don't know how old these girls look like nowadays. They don't tell you their age.
I will argue for the argument that I have seen that is a 16-year-old girl with a fake ID in an 18-plus club isn't a victim. And that's something that we haven't completely got over, which we need to look at too. Because there's a lot of people that have had their lives ruined because they were in a club, and generally, at least I know for a fact around here, most clubs are 21 and up. In a lot of places, they're at least 18 and up. So 18 is legal age of consent everywhere. That's adulthood and shit. If you are in one of those clubs with a fake ID and you hook up with a dude, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? Like, there's no way for that guy to protect himself from that sort of thing.
But I'm not even talking about hookups. Like, Anthony Weiner was just talking to this
Oh,
girl
no,
the
definitely.
other day,
He's fucking, like, hardcore wrong. I'm just saying that there is, like, a side of that argument that's, like...
Right.
It's not always...
Right.
The victim that's in the right.
And I understand that, like, but the one thing is this person kept defending that, like, you know, he didn't know what he was doing, like, they just started talking on the internet and stuff. I'm like, that's not safe either.
And what I'm saying with that argument about a girl with a fake ID in a club isn't a victim. If she's, like, drugged in that club and kidnapped, she's still a victim. There should be repercussions for being in a club.
Anyone who's drugged and kidnapped is a victim.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would hope
fucking
so.
95.
Yeah.
Drugged and
No,
kidnapped.
I agree with that totally. What I'm getting at is that if you are a 16-year-old in a club that is only for 21 and up, everyone in that club is going to assume that you are 21 and up because you have to have an ID to get into these things. So if you come back later and like, well, 13 years ago I was 16 and he was 28 and we hooked up, that's totally different.
Yeah, that's hard to prove, though, after 13 years.
Well, again, that's hard to prove, yes. That's why I think it's important, too, that, like, women can see that some of these women are coming forward and being taken seriously, because then we can start catching this thing when it's fresh, too, and not 14, 15 years down the line after these people have made a successful career for themselves.
But that's the thing. I think that's the thing that's hard during those times because like some people.
Oh
did
yeah,
try
definitely.
To come out.
It's
like
definitely
the Cosby
about
thing was
the
one
time
thing that always
period
gets
too.
me is that like people tried to come out and no one listened.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at too. Is that like this is a good thing because women now can look at these other women who have come forward about cases that are from long ago and are being taken seriously, and they can say, well, something happened to me last week or whatever, and then they can come forward about it so that we can catch these things immediately when they happen instead of 15, 16 to 20 years down the line when Kevin Spacey has already made enough of a career for himself that he's set for life regardless of the fact that no one in Hollywood is probably ever going to hire him on for something again. So, yes, there is some justification or justice or whatever out of him not being in Hollywood anymore or being allowed in Hollywood or whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, is Kevin Spacey really that bad off if he never has to take another role again? He's probably made enough money through his lifetime to live more comfortably than what I'm ever going to experience while being fully employed for the rest of my life.
Okay, so, sorry, I was reading what happened with John Lasseter. He lies and says he was homophobic, he was inappropriately touching people in, like, a weird way while they were in meetings and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's some.
So that sounds like a multiple offense kind of thing?
Yeah. Like, he was homophobic, he didn't want to be near any gay animators by himself. Like, he called them berries. And then, like, for the women, while they were in meetings, he would, like, rub their leg while they were having a conversation.
I could definitely see as to why that would be something they would want to let him go for.
Mm-hmm.
It's still kind of like a weird situation because, like, again, this is also good because, like, we've caught him doing weird shit before it gets to a point where it's so weird that, like, the only option is to get rid of him or send him to jail or something.
Right.
To, like, the point where he at least hasn't, like, physically harmed anyone as far as we know.
Right, well, you know.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
But this is that's also, like, a thing where if Disney were to just straight up fire him, there would be no part of me that would think to argue with that.
Okay. Which again sucks because, like, you know, you want to, like, look at the artist as his art, but now, like, you can't because it's selling with the fact that
It's even not
shitty.
just that. I want to believe that there's a world out there that isn't full of sexual predators and murderers
Yeah.
and lying politicians where, like, average people can succeed,
Yeah.
but
Oh, but then they wouldn't be average. Come on.
it's successful, regular people. But another downside to this is just kind of proving that the shit people are the only ones who seem to really get ahead. Because
Right.
we've got DC is full of corrupt businessmen, and Hollywood is full of rapists and pedophiles.
DC as in politics and not comics, right?
No,
Sorry, I
no,
literally
like
just thought-
Washington,
That's
DC.
what I thought too.
Yeah.
DC's full of
Damn
corrupt
DC cinematic
businessmen,
universe.
and Marvel's
Damn it.
full of rapists.
They're so corrupt over the $12 they're making.
So let's go back into our movie news.
We tangented pretty hard.
Well, it was a really hard tangent. It was a really easy tangent to talk about. Daphne and Velma get their own live-action spin-off series
Why?
Give a shit.
for a movie.
Yeah, they already had one on Pornhub.
Fucking course they did, John. Director James Cameron candidly explains that Avatar 4 and Avatar 5 will not happen if Avatar 2 and Avatar 3 fail at the box office.
Good.
Hello?
There probably shouldn't be a third one if the second one
I don't
fails at
even
the box
think there
office.
should be a second one. I didn't like
I'm
that
totally
movie.
in agreement with that. I
Yeah.
didn't think that the first one was that great of a movie.
Yeah.
Really cool fucking 3D graphics when it was in theaters.
But John, it was Dancing with Wolves.
You're right. It pretty much was.
They're so good.
That's why it was a shit
It's
movie.
visually
Yes.
stunning.
It's literally just a
It makes
copy.
it worse to me.
Yeah, it's literally just a copy paste of another story with blue aliens.
I mean, a lot of things are
It
copy
plants
paste of other
having
stories.
sex.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a video that I watched in college during one of my like media presentation classes that was like, well, all right then. That was like everything that exists in both art and media and all of that is
Not
some
original.
sort of physical copy of something else. Like, there's no such thing as originality anymore. And I sort of agree with it because, like, yeah, it's like pretty much any story that's been told has been told before.
Yeah.
But it's the way that the stories are told that really does everything. That's my own opinion, though. According to the video, it's like totally on the side that like everything is a copy of something.
No, that's very
I
understandable.
don't even remember what the original topic was.
Wow.
Avatar.
Kien
Avatar.
unbuilt. Oh yeah,
Avatar.
Avatar. But Avatar is like so blatantly just a copy of something else.
Just like every
It's like-
American story you've
Yeah,
ever seen.
it's like if I had stolen a picture off of your Instagram and then put a different filter on it and then called it mine.
We just put
Like,
your
it's-
face on
I
top.
love
yeah,
the
it's-
idea that you like steal a picture of Kien and put
It's
like an
literally
old timey
like-
filter. But this is
literally-
me.
Just I saved one of his selfies and posted
Yeah,
it to my
This
that's
is
what
me
I am.
5 years ago.
in
Yeah.
black and white.
This was me back in the 30s. All right.
I'm a
Even
time
have the-
traveler.
Even have the same caption at the bottom and everything.
Hashtag lit with Bay.
Okay, James Franco will direct and star in the Shel Silverstein biopic. James Franco's gonna be Shel Silverstein.
Franco's doing a lot of shit
Yeah,
lately.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Franco was Tommy Wiseau from The Room.
I've heard really good things about
So
that
have
movie,
I.
though, so I'm getting pretty excited to see it.
So, the BBC is gearing up to shoot a TV version of Les Mis with the new adaptation of Victor Hugo's novel, slated to start filming next year.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't get excited for anything Les Mis anymore.
Max, and Ryan aren't here, and they always talk about that. I don't give a shit about
Jeffrey
this.
Tambor will not return for Transparent Season 5 amid allegations of sexual harassment
Oh, cool.
Oh shit.
made
God
against
damn
him
it.
by the show's casting crew. So,
Do you suppose in Hollywood, if someone doesn't show up for work, they're just like, yep, probably
Yeah,
got him
probably,
for sexual harassment.
probably.
It's probably
Yeah.
because they're the ones that probably out him.
Because speaking of this, continuing its tradition of ripped from the headlines stories, Law and Order SVU will base an episode on the Hollywood sexual allegations.
Jesus.
No, that actually sounds kind of interesting.
It sounds
like,
interesting, but I don't.
It's literally Special Victims Unit or Sexual
Yeah.
Victims.
Is it going to be a
Unit or
2-hour-long special?
Special victims.
Warner
They
Brothers,
only
yeah,
handle
probably.
cases of special needs kids.
This kid was murdered, but was he retarded?
No. Oh, then we
Well,
don't
then
care.
that's not us.
Wrong department.
We'll let
Warner Brothers-
CSI Miami handle that.
Yeah, Warner Brothers DC digital streaming service orders a Harley Quinn half-hours animated show with Margot Robbie possibly voicing the character.
Wait, whose special streaming service?
Warner Brothers is getting their own special streaming service.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel like I saw an ad for this on Hulu, actually.
Welcome to fucking Corporation America,
Oh, yeah.
where
Everybody
oh
gets a
yeah, we
streaming
can't
service.
just let Netflix have our shit. So we're gonna start our own $8.99 subscription.
Oh, yeah, pretty soon
service.
it's just going to be back to channels.
Yeah.
It's just be like, you want something
We're literally
that's
gonna
on
you're
HBO?
literally gonna have to get like a satellite and then you're gonna pay like $8.99 per channel. Your fucking TV bill's gonna be like $340 and you're gonna get like 16
You have to hook
channels.
your internet up through it.
Yeah.
Back to cable.
And you'll have 16 channels. And it'll cost you a fucking fortune.
So Netflix has officially renewed Mindhunters for season 2 and Stranger Things for season 3. I know how you don't like Stranger Things.
Wait, what was the first one?
Mindhunter,
Okay,
it's
heard,
a detective thing about like serial killers analysis, psychoanalysis.
No, I was yawning. I heard Mayan Hunter.
Mind
and I was like,
Hunter?
what the
Probably
fuck?
watch that.
Yeah.
Probably
And
wouldn't be too
I
impressed
know
with
that
how
you don't like
offensive it would
Stranger
more
Things
than likely be.
Stranger Things all because of how they treat the kids.
It's not just that. I really think that season 2 was super, super lackluster, and I think everybody's kind of just making a big deal about it.
So did
because
you
it's
watch it?
Stranger Things. Oh yeah, I watched it.
Okay.
I didn't really enjoy it that much. There's a couple episodes in there that I think are fucking atrocious.
I'm assuming the one where Eleven's hanging out with her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that
the
was
whole
dumb.
she's just fucking mean to her for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, she just wants to be friends with everybody. I think
Yeah.
that might be a different character, but I don't know. I
Right.
don't keep up with.
You're
I don't
talking about the
remember
redhead?
names very
Yeah.
well, and when they just number off fucking people instead, makes it even different.
And the last news story is the Sabrina TV series is going to head to Netflix instead of the CW.
Like, Teenage Witch
Yep.
is. I'm fine with that because I think CW makes really shit TV series.
But it's going to be a darker,
But I
it's a
also
darker Sabrina
don't
series.
care
Yeah.
about Sabrina the Teenage
Yeah, it's a
Witch.
darker Sabrina series
So-
where she's fighting monsters. So yeah.
I take it since this is the last story, you didn't see this, but did anybody else notice that they're like doing a reboot on Totally Spies?
Wait, what?
I think it's
What?
just like a YouTube series kind of thing. Like, I don't know what it is exactly.
Really?
But like, I think I saw something about Totally Spies being like a prequel kind of thing somewhere.
No.
I don't know why I remember that, but I remember seeing that on like Facebook or something.
I don't.
I didn't really like
Why is
Totally
everyone?
Spies.
Yeah,
I
I'd be
wasn't
like, why is
really
everyone
that-
so big on Totally Spies?
I wasn't really that into it, but it was something that I watched like every day because it was on TV immediately. after I
Oh,
got
it's
out
the
of school.
Totally Spies movie trailer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Totally Spies is that the fucking girl or woman who voices the female Shepard in Mass Effect voices one of the characters.
Tara Strong.
Tara Strong voices like everything nowadays.
Is
Well,
her
that
name?
would be.
I thought her name was like Christine.
I thought it was Tara Strong.
I don't know.
Could be
Doesn't
anything.
matter. Point is, that's all I know.
Could
about
actually
that
be a
show.
guy.
Yeah.
We don't really know.
Kevin Spacey the whole time.
Yeah,
It was Kevin Spacey.
Oh my god. Thank you for
No
listening.
wonder they
guys.
gotta bring it back. They gotta redo the voice acting.
Thank you for listening, guys. We'll talk less about Kevin Spacey next week, hopefully.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's
Probably
not
not.
happening.
I'll keep bringing it up.
Yeah,
No,
fine.
there's gonna be more sexual allegations in Hollywood. We'll
Oh,
have to talk about
God.
those.
Man, I'm
Oh
trying
my
not to, but it's
God.
just getting.
It's
getting
important
hard.
that
Yeah.
it comes out.
Try
It's
to-
depressing,
try to
but it's
tiptoe
important.
around
But like
that.
we'd be doing that. If we keep doing this every week, it's gonna just be like we might as well just.
We'll
make it
just
all-
have like an offshoot segment of fucking sexual
Sexual-
predators.
Just
and-
like have a list of in here all the
And we'll
sexual
just-
predators.
yeah.
Well, no, we can play sexual
Jesus,
predator
like,
bingo.
you-
yeah, exactly.
Be like,
Bingo.
oh, Kevin Spacey's down. Here's my free spot.
No, No, fuck that. Kevin Spacey is the free spot.
I know,
because
that's
of
what
all
I'm
the
saying.
jokes.
It's a free spot.
Oh, goodness.